Hey guys, what's up? Max here, and today I'm going to tell you some ways to help the environment. So here we go. First way is use Ecosia. I actually use Ecosia. It's actually a very safe website. By the way, I've actually read that a lot. It's also very Ecosia is actually a real website. You gotta check it out. If you don't believe me, then check out proof that Ecosia is a good website and it's safe and it actually does plant trees. Like for every 45 searches, Ecosia plants one tree, and sounds good to 80% of its profits they use to plant trees. And so if that sounds too good to be true, if you don't believe me, then read about it. So yeah, so use Ecosia. So yeah. So use Ecosia. Two. Do carbon offsets. So carbon offsets are great because carbon offsets are great because stuff like if it's hard, it's like carbon offsets are cheap. They're not too expensive, and so I mean they but yeah. So do carbon offsets. It's very important. And yeah. So I don't want to go into detail about this, but do carbon offsets. Number 3. So do plastic offsets. So plastic is actually there's actually plastic offsets. So plastic offsets are also very good. They help. Like they kind of plastic offsets are great. Like it really helps the ocean. Plastic offsets just helps the ocean. Have you heard about coral reefs getting destructed because of plastic? To solve that problem yourself, what you could do about it is do plastic offsets and yeah, those companies and so that's what you could do. Number 4. So number 4, you should so do so don't ask for don't so usually so yeah. Number 4 is make your own. So here's something. It's not so make. You could also make your own glue. or make your own stuff, like make your own food. Yeah, let's write make your own food. So actually making your own food is good because you know those processed foods are actually like those. I don't think those processed chemicals are that good for the earth. You know, making your own food just is good for you, and you're also like well, you also like you do less. You use less plastic because a lot of there's also like ingredients called like soy protein isolate, which I think they like waste all the protein of the soybeans. Like they're kind of wasteful. In fact, and when they process it, I think they kind of throw out a lot. Do these complex chemistry that no one will know about. It's just they process it a lot. Making your own food just eliminates like all the yeah. So make your own food is also it's cheap too. It's actually a lot cheaper, and you also might like the food that you have better. Give it a try. You will probably like it. It also gives something to do during a quarantine, and quarantine is just, so yeah, quarantine. So here's another thing to do during quarantine: make a garden. Now I made it. We're actually getting a lot of food from it, surprisingly. And one thing to warn you about is that planter beds are very useful if you have gophers, because gophers they will eat your food. If that actually happened once to a lot, I can't tell you how many plants I've planted that just got eaten by gophers. Gophers will eat your food, so make sure there's no gophers or get a planter bed for it. That's another thing. And yeah. So you can make a garden. Number 6. So you could make a lot of stuff, Like you could also make you could also play tag. I mean play. You could actually we can't really play tag, but what we could do? We could you could also play, you could actually like set up stuff to collect, actually so yeah, make a YouTube channel like I did. So yeah, you make a YouTube channel. What that means is like making a YouTube channel is fun and maybe a lot of work, but yeah, make a YouTube channel. You could also I know this is food, but you could actually make You know a great treat to make? A popsicle. And you could actually avoid making a popsicle is great and it will taste very delicious. To make a popsicle, you need watermelon and mint. So depending how much spice, you don't need a lot of. So to make a popsicle, you put watermelon in a smoothie blender, blend it with some mint. I don't know how much to taste. Mint is to taste because it's like a spicy thing. So watermelon and mint. And then freeze it, and there you go. You got ice cream. So you can make a popsicle. Make a You could also you take a hot take. You know you could so also take a walk. Just taking a walk gives you something to do. You know, taking a walk is great. It gets you to get in touch with your family and stuff. So take a walk. Number 9. Plant trees. So you could so planting trees is great. It's like you know, if you plant trees is fun. It's good for the earth. It's good for everybody. Planting trees is great. You know, to plant plant trees, especially the ones that are native and don't require much water. For example, like oak and sequoia. Actually, never mind, not sequoia, cedar. So yeah, I actually live in a place where these are native plant like your native plants, but here my native like oak, cedar, pine. Grape. Do not do grapevines though, because grapevines are actually They have big pine cones, but a better pine to plant here in here in Grass Valley is a better tree to plant here is like you could plant I don't know a pine like I don't know a pine what it's called, but like ponderosa pine. And so, yeah, so that's a thing, or anything native. Number 10, um, Number 10, you make bushes. So plant bush, plant tiny, like bushes are great. Plant, especially like, so plant bushes. Planting bushes like, like those, planting bushes like rosemary and stuff are very good. They're edible and stuff like that. Like rosemary is a great example. Stuff like that. They also absorb CO2 because they have wood and they absorb a lot of CO2. So like bushes are great. It's great to plant bushes too, and like plant native, especially like native bushes. But I don't. But yeah, including like stuff like native bushes. Like I don't know what bushes are native to our area, but plant native bushes. So yeah. So those are my 10 things to do when you're bored at self-isolation. Bye bye.